Hello, my friend. It is so good to have you back with me tonight. As you rest your head on the pillow, imagine standing beneath the vast, silent earth of China, where thousands of warriors have been waiting in the dark for over 2,000 years. Tonight, I will share their quiet secrets with you, one peaceful fact at a time. So let your body sink deeper into the mattress, feel the weight of the day melt away, take a slow, easy breath, and let your thoughts settle like gentle dust in a forgotten tomb. Over the next few minutes, I will guide you through 5 fascinating truths about the Terracotta Army, each one a gentle revelation. It is perfectly fine if you drift off before we finish. That is exactly why these stories are told. If moments like this bring you comfort, please consider subscribing, and I will always be here to share another peaceful night with you. Now, let us begin. Imagine walking through the silent pits and looking closely at the faces of the soldiers. Each one is entirely unique, sculpted with such precision that no two expressions are exactly the same. The ancient artisans who shaped this army did not work from a mold. They built each face from soft clay, carefully etching every wrinkle, every brow, every subtle curve of the lips. You can see a spectrum of humanity in their features: a young man with wide, hopeful eyes, an older soldier with deep lines around his mouth, a high-cheekboned warrior from the western regions, a broad-nosed officer from the Central Plains. This was not mere craftsmanship. It was a promise to the emperor that his eternal guard would reflect the true diversity of his vast empire, a living portrait frozen in time. These warriors were not always the earthy, muted figures we see today. When they were first buried, they blazed with color, painted in lacquers of warm cinnabar red, deep malachite green, and soft azurite blue, with touches of purple and white. Their armor shimmered, their skin glowed with lifelike tones. But the moment those ancient pits were opened to the air, a tragedy unfolded. The buried pigments, having survived sealed in the darkness, began to curl and peel away within minutes, flaking off like ghostly petals. Now they stand in peaceful terracotta shades, carrying only the faintest whispers of their former brilliance. It is a quiet, haunting beauty, a reminder that what we see now is but a shadow of a much more vivid dream. Hidden beneath the soil, the army was not built for living eyes. Emperor Qin Shi Huang designed this legion as a celestial guardian, a spirit army that would march with him into the afterlife and protect him from any threat. In the ancient Chinese belief, death was not an end, but a transfer to a world that mirrored this one in every detail. So his tomb complex became a microcosm of his empire, with courtiers, animals, and this silent legion, all waiting to serve him forever. The soldiers face east, toward the conquered lands, as if ready to repel any rebellion. Their stillness holds a deep, abiding purpose, a testament to a ruler who was so determined to maintain his power that he took an entire army with him into the unknown. Look now at the weapons they carry. The bows and swords and crossbow triggers forged from high-quality bronze. What is truly astonishing is a detail invisible to the casual eye. The metal blades were treated with a shimmering chrome plating, an advanced technique that would not be purposely replicated in the West until the 20th century. This microscopically thin coating preserved the edges, so that even after 2 millennia underground, some swords still gleam with a polished brilliance, their surfaces almost mirror-like. It is as if time itself has refused to touch them. The Qin metallurgists may have stumbled upon this preservation method while experimenting with lacquers, but the result is a set of weapons that remain sharp and ready for a battle that will never come, floating through the centuries without losing their edge. If you could step back and observe the entire army, you would see more than thousands of individual statues. You would see a sophisticated military formation, laid out with the same disciplined strategy that once unified China around 221 BCE. In the foremost pits, light infantry and archers kneel in vanguard positions, their crossbows angled toward the unseen enemy. Behind them, the main body of heavy infantry stands in precise rows, chariots interspersed like mobile command posts, while cavalry units guard the flanks. This arrangement is not chaotic. It is a frozen tactical diagram, a lesson in the art of war as practiced by the Qin state. Walking through the pits, you can trace the layers of offense and defense, the disciplined silence of a real army that changed the course of history, now sleeping in clay under the watchful gaze of the stars. Alongside the standing soldiers, Skilled artisans also fashioned life-sized terracotta horses and chariots, pulling the emperor's eternal gaze toward a peaceful horizon. These horses are sculpted with such gentle curves and focused eyes that they seem to breathe a quiet strength. Their forms are poised in mid-stride, capturing a moment of serene motion, as if they are patiently awaiting a journey that never comes. The chariots beside them are intricate replicas, with every detail carved tenderly into the clay. This assembly of animals and vehicles creates a silent procession, guiding the imagination toward distant, tranquil realms. The discovery of this underground legion happened softly in 1974, when local farmers were digging a well and their shovels met the first fragments of clay. It was an accidental encounter, a gentle brush against a buried memory that had been sleeping for over 2 millennia. As they uncovered more pieces, a door creaked open to a lost world, revealing the silent sentinels beneath the earth. This unexpected moment connected the present to the past with a whisper, not a shout. The soil gave way like a curtain parting, and a forgotten empire stirred in the dim light. The figures themselves vary in height, with generals standing taller than the infantry to subtly signify their rank and presence. This graduation in scale is a delicate visual poetry, creating a rhythm that guides the eye across the vast underground gallery. The generals rise like mountains above the sea of soldiers, their stature commanding a quiet authority. Meanwhile, the infantry forms a steady pattern, their uniformity a calm backdrop to the hierarchy above. This arrangement feels almost musical, with each figure finding its place in a silent symphony of clay. The craftsmanship behind this army involved a modular system, where heads, arms, and torsos were cast separately and then joined with warm, wet clay. This meticulous process allowed thousands of workers to collaborate in a rhythmic, steady harmony. Imagine the workshops filled with the soft sounds of shaping and fitting, the air carrying the earthy scent of moisture. Each laborer was a note in a larger melody, their combined efforts a dance of hands and clay. This orchestrated unity brought the Terracotta Legion to life, one piece at a time, in a patient and methodical creation. The entire army rests within 3 massive pits, sheltered by heavy timber beams and layers of soft earth. This subterranean sanctuary keeps the air still and cool, enveloping the terracotta figures in a timeless, drifting silence. The weight of the soil above presses gently down, holding them in an eternal embrace. Light scarcely touches this hidden realm, allowing the shadows to nestle close to the clay soldiers. It is a world suspended in quietude, where the centuries dissolve and only the whisper of ancient dreams remains. Imagine walking through this silent army, each face a unique story frozen in time. The subtle arch of an eyebrow or the curve of a lip suggests real people from the emperor's court, now a quiet gallery of individual lives. The artisans must have poured their reverence into every detail, capturing expressions in a timeless calm. In this hushed legion, art and life blur, and history feels like a fading dream you can almost touch. These figures stand not just as guardians, but as patient companions from a world long past, waiting in the dark earth. When the earth first gave up its secrets, the soldiers emerged not in earthen browns, but in a soft, dreamlike parade of colors. Their robes shimmered with reds that might have gleamed like a sunset, blues like a calm sea, while green and purple whispered of hidden gardens. But as they met the new air, the pigments sighed and dissolved, drifting away like petals from a forgotten flower. The transformation was so gentle, leaving behind only the warm, earthy tones of terracotta. It speaks of time's tender hand smoothing all surfaces into monochrome, and how beauty fades even across millennia. This army was built to stand as a quiet, eternal guard for Emperor Qin Shi Huang's soul. In the tomb's hushed darkness, they wait to shield him in the afterlife, a silent legion bound to his spirit. It reflects an ancient belief that the comforts of our world could drift with the soul into a timeless realm. The idea is a soft echo, where life and death dissolve into a tranquil journey. These soldiers are a tender offering of security, ensuring a serene passage. They bridge the visible and unseen, holding a vigil beyond forever. Look closely, and this silent host is arranged with a delicate precision. The infantry and archers stand in a calm, rhythmic formation, as if listening to a melody only they can hear. Every row and column echoes the military structures of the Qin dynasty, captured in absolute stillness. There is a gentle flow to their placement, a choreography of clay that freezes them in perpetual, silent readiness. You can almost feel the patience in their stance, the way they wait without weariness, guardians of a king who never sleeps. It is as though a great breath was drawn and never released, holding the legion in a soft, suspended animation. In this quiet order, there is a beauty that transcends time, a testament to an empire that dreamed of eternal vigilance. In their still hands, soldiers cradle replicas of ancient weapons, crafted with gentle precision. These are tokens of care, meant to ease the emperor's path into the next world. The curved wood of a bow, the smooth shaft of a spear, each item is imbued with a quiet purpose. You can see artisans shaping these arms with tenderness, not aggression. The goal was a smooth transition, a soft unfolding journey from one realm to another. These weapons lie like quiet promises, ensuring the emperor faces the unknown with peace. The army becomes a gentle escort into eternity. To create these towering figures, ancient artisans used a sophisticated system of molds and hand sculpting. This blend of mass production and individual artistry allowed thousands of figures to emerge, each with its own quiet personality. Imagine a mold giving the basic form, but then skilled hands shaping the eyes, the mouth, the expression until every soldier stood unique. The curves of a lip, the angle of a brow, all distinct, as if the clay itself remembered the hands that shaped it. This method meant that no two faces are alike, and even their stances carry subtle variations. Each warrior holds a silent, personal story, a testament to the care poured into their creation. The army is located near the city of Xi'an, tucked away beneath layers of warm, protective earth for over 2,000 years. It remained a hidden secret, drifting in darkness, until local farmers rediscovered it in 1974. Think of those first moments of discovery, the soil crumbling away to reveal a face staring back from the depths of history. The earth had held these figures close, a silent guardian, preserving them for a world that had forgotten they existed. That find shifted everything, opening a door to a dreamlike past where an emperor's guard stood watch. The quiet field suddenly became a portal to an ancient mystery. Beside the soldiers, archaeologists found terracotta horses and chariots depicted in states of soft, rhythmic motion. These creatures are caught mid-stride, their flowing muscles suggesting grace and power. They provide a glimpse into the movement of ancient transport and the nobility of the imperial court. The chariot wheels appear almost ready to turn, carrying the emperor across invisible plains, while the horses seem to breathe in the still air. It is a tableau of preserved energy, a moment frozen in clay, yet full of life. The artisans captured not just the form, but the very spirit of motion itself. The scale of the necropolis is vast, extending far beyond the soldiers to include a miniature replica of the emperor's palace. This imagined city was designed as a peaceful sanctuary where the emperor could continue his rule in a dreamlike state. Every detail was crafted for his comfort and power in the afterlife, a silent stone world waiting to be awakened. It stretches on, a labyrinth of halls and chambers, populated by the army and serving as his eternal domain. Here, time rests, and the emperor dreams on in his subterranean kingdom, surrounded by the faithful servants of clay. This was his entire world, shrunk down but no less majestic. The terracotta clay was sourced from the local riverbeds, blending the spirit of the land with the artistry of the people. This connection to the soft, natural earth gives the statues a grounded, timeless quality. Each figure seems to whisper of ancient history, carrying the essence of the river and soil. Even now, they feel alive, rooted in the same earth that nurtured the civilization that created them. It's as if the land itself remembers, holding the stories of those artisans in every grain of clay. The very material they used linked them to the landscape, making the army an extension of the earth it was buried in. Hey, still beside the silent warriors? That's okay, sleep can come later. But if you're listening, their whispers linger in the dark. If you're enjoying this, a like helps other night owls find their way here. In the serene darkness beneath the earth, every soldier in this terracotta army holds a face entirely their own. Master artisans once worked with delicate care, sculpting eyelids that seem to rest upon still eyes, lips that hold a gentle breath, and cheekbones shaped like the hills of a forgotten landscape. This careful crafting gives each figure a unique identity, a whisper of emotion in the cold clay. This creates a quiet gallery of distinct personalities, where no two figures are exactly alike. They stand as individuals in a collective dream, their expressions a soft murmur of humanity. It feels like a peaceful assembly, each face a story untold, waiting in the silent vigil of ages. And as you drift through this subterranean world, you sense 1,000 souls gazing back at you, each one a quiet echo of life. In a time long past, this army was not the muted gray of earth, but a canvas of soft, vivid colors. You might have seen crimson robes shimmering, azure belts glowing, and pale yellow skin catching the light of a forgotten sun. Their surfaces held the warmth of a sunset, the calm of a blue sky, and the tenderness of a spring flower. Yet, as the figures touched the open air, these hues gently faded away, like a dream dissolving at dawn. Imagine the terracotta warriors once standing in warm brilliance, their painted forms a reflection of the Qin dynasty's vibrant soul. That color still lingers in your mind, a soft memory of what was. It was a quiet spectacle of life and light.
Look now at how they are arranged in the soft soil, drifting in orderly rows across the quiet earth. Infantry soldiers stand shoulder to shoulder, archers kneel with bows ready, and cavalry figures rest upon their clay horses. This formation follows a precise, rhythmic order, like a slow breath in the darkness. It mirrors the ancient military's quiet discipline, designed not for battle but for a serene balance in the afterlife. Each figure is part of a larger harmony, moving together in a silent dance. This gentle pattern guides you through the pits, a lullaby of organization beneath the world. As you gaze upon them, you feel a sense of calm, a tranquil order that soothes the soul.
Many of these soldiers still carry weapons of genuine bronze, treasures that have slumbered for over 2,000 years. Swords rest in their hands with a quiet weight, spears point toward the stars above, and these metallic echoes glide through the silence of the pits. Their preservation is remarkable, a testament to the advanced metallurgy of the 3rd century BCE. You can almost imagine the gentle shimmer of these blades, a soft glow in the dim light. They hold the stories of ancient craftsmen, who forged these forms with careful skill. Now, they drift through time as peaceful guardians. The bronze speaks of a time when fire and earth merged to create lasting beauty, a quiet hum in the underground. In the year 1974, a quiet moment of chance unfolded in the Chinese countryside. Local farmers were digging a well, their shovels breaking the earth with simple purpose, when they uncovered a fragment of terracotta. This gentle accident brushed away the dust of centuries, revealing a hidden world that had slept for millennia. It opened a doorway to a lost empire, where an army of clay had waited in the dark. From that small discovery, a vast silence was lifted, and the terracotta warriors began to stir in human memory. You might feel the soft wonder of that day, as if destiny itself paused to share this secret. That humble hole in the earth became a portal to a dream, where history slowly awakened from its slumber. Beneath the silent surface of each figure lies a hidden wisdom, a clever system of interlocking joints and supports. The artisans of old used this engineering to grant the heavy clay forms a floating grace. It is a subtle secret, allowing the soldiers to stand with a weightless stillness. They resist the gentle pull of time and gravity, balancing softly in their earthen beds. These heavy clay bodies born from the soil seem to hover rather than stand. The interlocking parts are like a quiet conversation between forms, holding each other in a peaceful embrace. Gravity touches them lightly, and time passes without disturbing their slumber. Through the centuries, this inner framework has held them steady, like a quiet breath suspended in the earth. And near these standing figures, there are other wonders. Beside the soldiers, you find gentle terracotta horses and chariots. They are sculpted with flowing lines and calm expressions. These noble creatures seem to wait in a soft slumber, their forms relaxed and peaceful. Ready to carry their riders through a dreamlike landscape, they stand in quiet repose. Their manes and tails curve like flowing water, frozen in a moment of serene movement. The chariots, too, are like vessels for a journey through the mist. Each horse, with its gentle eyes, whispers of a realm where time dissolves. They breathe not of air, but of the stillness around them. Their legs are relaxed, ready to stride through an endless dream. The calm expressions on their faces invite you to imagine the silent journeys they might take. And the resting places of these figures are just as gentle. The pits themselves are lined with ancient wooden walls and woven mats. This creates a soft, padded environment for the soldiers to rest. Over time, these organic materials have slowly merged with the soil. They envelop the army in a warm, earthy embrace. The wood and fiber have returned to the earth, becoming one with the silence. It is like a comfortable cradle, holding the figures gently. The scent of ancient timber lingers in the imagination, a perfume of the ages. This padding muffles the weight of the centuries, creating a bed of peace for the silent guardians. The woven mats, once firm, now blend with the soil like a whispered memory. Ancient wooden walls stand as soft frames, holding the darkness gently. In this padded sanctuary, the soldiers find a deep, restful quiet. Expanding outward, this entire complex is part of a vast necropolis, a peaceful city of the dead. It was designed to mirror the splendor of the emperor's actual palace. Here, the architecture of the living is mirrored in the silence of the earth. You can wander, in your mind, through halls and courtyards of profound stillness. The grand avenues of the emperor's palace are echoed in silent, earthen corridors. Every chamber is a sanctuary of quiet, a reflection of life frozen in tranquility. This necropolis is not a place of endings, but a dreamscape of eternal rest. The boundaries between the living world and the silent city blur in the soft underground light. The silence here is thick and warm, like a soft blanket of earth. And so, the Terracotta Army serves as a symbolic guardian. It is meant to provide a quiet, protective presence for Emperor Qin Shi Huang. They stand as eternal sentinels, drifting through the ages. In a state of perpetual, silent peace, they hold their vigil. The weight of their duty is light as a feather, lost in the deep quiet. They protect not with force, but with an aura of calm, a shield of stillness. Each soldier is a gentle sentinel, a presence that soothes the spirit. The emperor rests, knowing he is watched over by a sea of silent companions. They drift on the currents of time, in a soft, unending dream of peace. In this way, they are the quietest of guardians, their protection a soft, eternal embrace. Every single soldier in this vast army possesses a face that is entirely its own. Imagine walking through the ranks and seeing the careful curve of an ear, the distinct shape of a mustache, the direction of a gaze cast softly into eternity. It feels as if the artisans modeled each one after a real person, capturing a quiet moment in clay. The different ear shapes and mustaches, the varied directions of their gaze, all come together to form a peaceful gallery of thousands of souls. Each soldier stands in silent contemplation, like a forest of faces from a lost world, a reminder that every life has its own unique imprint.
These figures were once draped in vibrant, shimmering colors that would have taken your breath away. You can almost see the deep reds that once blazed on their armor, the soft purples that draped their shoulders, the brilliant greens that caught the light. Time has gently faded these hues, much like a sunset slowly dims into night. But if you look closely, small traces still cling to their surfaces, whispering of the colorful world the first emperor envisioned. It is a realm of beauty that has softly shifted into the past, like a memory fading in the light, but still holding its warmth.
Each warrior was equipped with genuine bronze weapons, crafted with a surprising level of precision. Swords and spears were made with a care that feels almost sacred, their metallic surfaces cool and smooth, untouched by the rust of ages. These treasures were designed for a silent, timeless vigil to guard the emperor in the darkness of his tomb. They stand ready, their weapons at their sides, in a watch that will never end, a steadfast promise through the ages. You can feel the weight of this duty, a solemn promise whispered through the centuries. The army is arranged in a strategic formation that feels almost floating, like a dream of ancient warfare. Vanguard archers are positioned forward, their eyes scanning the horizon, protecting the main body of infantry behind them. This meticulous layout reflects the quiet order and discipline of the Qin military structure. It is a dance of protection and purpose, frozen in time beneath the earth. The archers form a crescent shield, while the infantry stands in firm lines, shadows of soldiers keeping their eternal watch with a patience that defies the centuries. There is a sense of calm in this arrangement, a silent choreography that has lasted millennia. The figures are life-sized, and as you drift through them, you notice that some soldiers stand slightly taller than others. This subtle variation denotes their rank and importance, like a soft melody of stature and status. It creates a natural, drifting rhythm as you imagine walking among the silent ranks. You might see a general rising above the crowd, or a humble infantryman standing sturdy and true. There is a gentle hierarchy here, a quiet acknowledgement of each man's place in the grand design. It is a symphony of forms in the still air, a reminder that even in stillness, there is a moving, breathing order. Look closely now at the horses standing among the soldiers. They carry a gentle strength in their posture, some with heads raised in quiet alertness, their ears forward as if listening to a distant song. Others seem to be resting, their bodies settled into a soft curve as though they might breathe deeply and drift into a dream. The sculptors traced each flowing mane and delicate harness with infinite patience, every groove and line an act of quiet devotion. It reveals a deep cultural love for these noble creatures, a recognition that in a realm designed for eternity, the horse was a sacred partner. Feel the hushed reverence that surrounds them, a timeless lullaby of ancient respect. Beneath each silent warrior, there is a steady and simple base, a humble platform of earth that holds them close. This anchor has cradled them through the slow turning of centuries, through the hush of winter and the bloom of spring. For over 2,000 years, they have stood undisturbed, their forms locked in a gentle dance with time itself. This grounded design has allowed them to remain in a state of perfect rest, a peaceful repose that began in the 3rd century before Christ. Imagine that stillness, a quiet meditation that stretches out like a calm and endless field under a twilight sky, unbroken and serene. On a very ordinary day in 1974, a group of local farmers were doing what they always did, tending to the land. Their hands reached into the soft, yielding earth, simply digging for water for life. They had no idea that they were about to touch something much deeper, a secret held in the soil for millennia. That quiet act, born of daily need, became a whisper from another world. It was a gentle opening, a doorway that swung back on silence, to reveal one of the most humbling and magnificent wonders our world has ever known. In that still moment, the past and present brushed against each other like passing breezes. Zoom out from the soldiers and you will see the vast necropolis they call home. It was designed to be a miniature city, a perfect mirror of the imperial palace, with walls and pathways woven into the soil. This is a silent reflection, an earthen ghost of a glorious world, crafted not from marble and light, but from the quiet comfort of the ground. Every pathway leads not to a busy courtyard, but to an infinite stillness. It is a city where the only movement is the slow dance of dust in the faintest breeze. The entire space breathes in a perfect eternal harmony, a blueprint drawn in shadows for a kingdom meant to last forever. The very substance of these warriors was born from the land they now rest in. The clay was taken from the local soil, from the warm and golden earth of the Shaanxi province. This choice means the figures do not feel like an intrusion, but like a natural bloom emerging from the ground. They share the hue of the surrounding hills, a seamless blend that feels like a gentle embrace from the earth itself. There is a soft, organic presence to them, as if they are not guarding anything, but simply breathing in unison with the soil that holds them. They are the land remembering itself, a dream sculpted from its own silent heart. Let us drift now into the quiet halls of the ancient tomb, where the Terracotta Army waits in its slow, eternal dream. In the deep quiet of your mind, let us wander to this vast underground army where time has stopped. Each soldier stands alone, yet together their faces tell 1,000 quiet stories. Every expression is unique, a gentle curve of the lip or a faraway look in the eye, as if they are dreaming their own dreams. This astonishing detail hints that the ancient artisans may have modeled their clay after real men from the Qin dynasty, capturing the spirit of individuals who once breathed and moved under the sun. Now they rest in eternal stillness, each a singular note in a silent symphony that plays on without end. Now picture the colors that once danced upon these figures, vibrant reds and soft blues and calming greens. In the dim light of their underground tomb, they would have glowed with a tender radiance, like memories of a painted sky long ago. But exposure to the air, across so many ages and gentle passings, faded those hues away, leaving behind the serene earthy tones we now witness. Now the soldiers wear the calm shades of the earth itself, grounded in a peace that needs no color to be whole. It is the quiet transition of a dream slipping from vivid to monochrome, still beautiful, still holding its breath in the dark. From a distance, the army may seem a sea of identical forms, but drift a little closer in your drifting thoughts. Their uniforms shift and vary, whispering of hidden orders and a graceful silent hierarchy woven into the clay. These differences flow unnoticed until you pause with soft attention, revealing the complex social structure of the early imperial court in all its organized harmony. There is a world here where every piece had its place, a gentle order that once governed the living and now guards the dead. It is the balanced stillness of a dream where nothing is out of place, and everything rests in perfect, quiet alignment. Now focus on the delicate touch of the master sculptors, their hands shaping the quietest details with infinite patience. Imagine the care, the slow attention, as if each strand of hair was a thought suspended in stillness, each ear a shell listening to eternity. These fine features were meant to ensure the emperor's eternal guard looked serene and lifelike, almost as if they might wake but choose not to disturb the silence. It is a tenderness frozen in clay, a whisper of humanity that drifts across the vast stretches of time. They remain, caught between breath and stillness, in a soft, eternal sleep. And alongside the warriors, there is a procession of terracotta horses and chariots, all standing in a quiet, orderly line that stretches into the dark. These animals were sculpted with a sense of calm strength, their bodies poised but at rest, ready to carry the emperor through the afterlife's endless fields. They wait with a patience that stretches beyond measure, under a sky that never changes, where the only color is the gentle hue of memory. There is no rush here, no sound but the soft breath of eternity that moves through the still air. It is the slow rhythm of a dream that carries you gently forward, into a peace that never ends. And so the army stands, silent and serene, as the ages turn softly above them, holding the emperor's dream. In the ancient workshops, hands moved with a quiet rhythm, day after day. The figures were born from a modular system, a gentle process of assembly. Heads, arms, and torsos were cast in separate molds, each one a unique whisper of form. Then these pieces were joined together, like fragments of a memory merging into a whole. Thousands of statues emerged from this repetitive dance, each crafted with a soothing precision that still echoes in the still air. This method allowed each soldier to stand with a consistent calm, a silent sentinel in the vast army. The process was a lullaby of creation, a steady hum of artistry. Beneath the smooth surface of the clay, a secret slumbered. Some soldiers held real bronze weapons, swords and spears, forged with an ancient brilliance that still gleams in the dim light. These treasures were crafted with care, their edges sharp and ready. Gently, they were placed in the soldiers' hands, so the army could remain poised, eternally prepared in their deep, timeless sleep. Imagine the cool metal, a quiet promise of protection held for centuries in the dark. The weapons were a gift from the living to accompany the dead. They lay there, patient and still, in the soft embrace of the earth. The necropolis itself is a mirrored city, a reflection of the palace that once stood above. It was designed to echo the peaceful order of the emperor's realm, a silent duplicate cradled by the earth. Here, in this subterranean world, the emperor could drift through his reign forever, a quiet, endless slumber among his silent guardians. This underground kingdom hums with a subtle stillness, a dreamscape of stone and memory. The streets and chambers, though unseen, follow a cosmic pattern. It is a place where time slows down and only the breath of the earth can be heard. For over 2,000 years, the site lay hidden, undisturbed. The warm, protective earth cradled this secret, holding it close in a timeless embrace. Then, in 1974, local farmers with gentle hands uncovered the first glimpse of this silent legion. They brushed away the soil, revealing faces from a forgotten dream, still standing in quiet rows. It was a whisper from the past, surfacing after millennia of sleep. The discovery was soft, like waking from a deep slumber. Imagine the wonder, the hushed reverence as the clay figures emerged into the light once more. The soldiers stand in precise formations, long rows that drift across the landscape like waves of clay. Each one holds its place in this silent army, creating a profound sense of stillness. The valley breathes with enduring peace, a timeless order that soothes the mind. You can almost feel the quiet rhythm of their eternal watch. This organized layout is a poem of order, a visual lullaby for the weary soul. As you gaze upon them, the world seems to slow down. The rows stretch into the distance, an endless embrace of form and shadow. Drifting with the soldiers, I see you. They've stood guard for millennia, and now they watch over your rest. Let their stillness cradle you. Sleep on, I'll whisper their secrets softly. Let us wander softly into a place where a silent army rests deep beneath the earth. Each soldier is a unique soul captured in clay, a face with its own gentle expression. One might have a hint of a smile, while another wears a quiet, thoughtful gaze. No two faces are the same, as if the artisans looked upon real men of the Qin dynasty and shaped their likeness with tender care. This is not just an army, but a gathering of individuals, a quiet diversity frozen in a long, peaceful dream. They have stood this way for so many centuries, a silent testament to the beauty of human life. Time has a way of softening memories, and these figures once knew a life of vivid color. Imagine them painted in a crimson as warm as a setting sun, azure like the deepest sea, and purple as rich as a twilight sky. But when the earth was opened and the air breathed in, those colors gently faded away in a single sigh. Now they rest in hushed tones of gray and earth, a muted echo of their ancient brilliance. It is as if the colors still linger in a whisper, a soft secret of their past that only the quiet dark remembers. Look closely at the hands of these still warriors, and you will find weapons of a forgotten world, bows and crossbows, crafted with such precision that they were fully ready for use when buried. They were not mere decorations, but a functional shield for the emperor in his eternal slumber. These weapons now rest in a gentle repose, their purpose now a silent watchfulness. It is a protection without movement, a duty woven into the fabric of a dream that never stirs. In this deep quiet, they guard without a sound, a faithful presence through the ages. The entire army is arranged in a careful, peaceful order, as if time itself paused to watch them. At the very front, the vanguard stands with a quiet, leading grace. Behind them, the heavy cavalry follows in a rhythmic, soothing sequence. This formation reflects the disciplined heart of the ancient Qin state, a structure of harmony and strength. Now they remain frozen in a moment of timeless stillness, a silent parade held in the earth's gentle hold. Every figure knows its place in this serene, endless procession, moving only in the minds of those who remember. Beside the soldiers, the terracotta horses wait with a patient, gentle spirit. Some are carved in a soft mid-stride, as if moving through a dreamy meadow. Others stand still, resting in the quiet alongside their human companions. Their harnesses and saddles are detailed with great care, showing a culture that deeply revered the bond between rider and steed. This was a world where that connection was a quiet, sacred thing. Now the horses wait in a serene patience, a lasting symbol of beauty and devotion that time cannot wear away. In this underground realm of quiet, the army sleeps on. Each face, each weapon, each horse is a gentle note in a lullaby of history. They do not move, but they whisper stories of a dawn long past, a peaceful reminder of the dreams we keep in the still of the night. And as we drift away, we hold their silent watch in our hearts, a soft light in the darkness of our own slumber. But not all the figures in this silent city are warriors. Some are acrobats, their bodies frozen in a graceful bend, as if caught mid-leap in a timeless dance. Others are musicians, their clay hands resting on instruments that will never play a note. They were placed here to bring a floating sense of joy and entertainment to the Emperor's afterlife, a quiet celebration in the darkness. Imagine them drifting through the eternal shadows, their silent performances a soft comfort, like the memory of a distant song that lingers in the mind. These gentle forms add a layer of peace to the subterranean world, a soft counterpoint to the standing soldiers. The pits where all these figures stand were once a hidden sanctuary, concealed from the world by heavy wooden beams and thick layers of reeds. This ceiling created a protective cocoon, sealing them in the cool, dark earth where temperatures remained steady and gentle. For over 2,000 years, they lay undisturbed, a secret army asleep under the soil. The silence was absolute, broken only by the slow shift of geological time, as the wooden beams gradually softened and the reeds melted back into the earth, but the figures remained, preserved in their eternal vigil. You can almost feel the weight of that quiet, pressing down through the centuries like a blanket made of earth and time. The scale of this creation is vast and almost beyond imagining. An estimated 700,000 laborers worked on this grand project, their hands moving in a steady rhythm over many seasons. They shaped the clay with a collective harmony, each worker contributing to a greater whole, like threads in an ancient tapestry. This immense collaboration represents one of the most ambitious artistic endeavors in the history of the ancient world, a quiet testament to human effort and shared vision, poured into the earth over decades of patient labor. The fields and workshops must have hummed with a quiet energy, a symphony of focused work, each life a note in that grand composition, all for a ruler's immortal slumber. Many of these terracotta beings stand about 6 feet tall, a height that feels familiar and close. The officers are slightly taller, their stature a soft whisper of authority, their postures calm and composed. Their proportions are remarkably lifelike, from the fold of a tunic to the set of a chin, giving the impression that they are all simply drifting in a deep, timeless meditation. If you look closely, you might feel as though they are breathing slowly, in a rhythm that matches the quiet pulse of the earth around them. There is a serene power in their stillness, a gentle dignity that transcends the ages, as if they stand not as guards, but as companions on a long, quiet journey. The entire complex is located near Mount Lee, where the natural landscape wraps around the site like a protective blanket. The gentle slopes rise and fall in soft curves, providing a serene backdrop to the subterranean city far below. The mountain itself feels like a guardian, its ancient silence blending with the clay figure's stillness. Here, in this hidden valley, the living earth and the ancient artistry meet in a quiet, dreamlike harmony, as if the land is holding its breath along with the army, waiting for a dawn that will never come. The air here seems to hold a faint echo of the past, a whisper of the labor and love that shaped this resting place. Imagine, if you will, a vast silent army, and yet every face tells its own quiet story. No two figures are exactly alike, for artisans carefully sculpted individual features, from the gentle curve of a lip to the soft line of a brow. This was not a mindless assembly, but a diverse gathering of people, each with a unique expression frozen in time. The craftsmen worked with delicate hands, ensuring that every soldier carried a distinct spirit, a personal echo in the stillness. It is as if the entire spectrum of human emotion is preserved here, in the hushed earth, inviting you to ponder the souls behind the clay. And though they now share a uniform earthy hue, these figures once glowed with vibrant colors, drifting shades of crimson, azure, and gold. Applied with a delicate touch, these pigments brought the army to life, shimmering softly in the ancient light. Over the centuries, once exposed to the air, the colors faded quietly, leaving only faint traces of their former glory. Now, they stand in muted tones, but if you listen closely, you can almost sense the lingering whisper of that painted brilliance. It is a gentle reminder that all things transform with time, settling into a quieter beauty. The creation of this army was itself a marvel of peaceful assembly, using a sophisticated modular system. Heads, arms, and torsos were cast in separate molds, then joined together in a tranquil process. This allowed thousands of figures to take shape, each one then customized by hand to impart a living spirit. Imagine the gentle rhythm of their work, the soft click of clay pieces coming together, forming an army of souls. The artisans worked methodically, adding unique touches that made every soldier a singular being. It is a testament to how unity and individuality can coexist, in a quiet dance of creation, beneath the earth. As you drift deeper into the quiet pits, you notice their arrangement, a precise military formation from the Qin dynasty. The soldiers stand in floating order, reflecting ancient strategic layouts, as if time has suspended them in a hushed, disciplined slumber. This eternal waiting feels like a dream, where every figure holds its place with solemn grace. The organization is not rigid but flows naturally, inviting you to wander through their silent ranks. There is a sense of calm purpose here, a gentle reminder of an empire long past, yet still present in the stillness. It is like a lullaby of geometry, lulling you into deeper peace. Finally, consider the tools they carry, for the weaponry was not merely decorative but real and functional. Bronze swords and crossbows, crafted with such precision that many remain sharp and preserved for over 2 millennia. The cool, still earth held them safely, like a timeless cradle, keeping their edges true. These weapons were meant for more than display. They were instruments of a bygone era, now resting silently in the dark. Touch them in your mind, and you can feel the care that crafted each blade, a legacy of skill that sleeps undisturbed. They wait in patient stillness, alongside the soldiers who wielded them, as if ready to awaken at a gentle breath.
Beside the soldiers, craftsmen created life-size terracotta horses and chariots, draped in detailed harnesses. These gentle creatures appear to be drifting in a quiet pause, capturing the grace of the animals used in ancient royal processions. Imagine the careful hands that shaped each curve of their bodies, the patience in every stroke of the bridle. They stand frozen in a moment of soft stillness, as if the parade has halted forever. Their forms suggest a slow, peaceful journey into the shadows, a vision of ancient elegance that has settled into the earth. These horses do not move, but their spirit lingers in the gentle hush of the underground.
The army was designed to accompany Emperor Qin Shi Huang into the afterlife, serving as a timeless guardian in his subterranean palace. This vast project reflects the ancient belief that one's earthly status and protection could follow them into a peaceful, eternal sleep. The emperor sought a quiet passage into the next world, and his clay army was crafted to stand watch over his eternal rest. Deep within the earth, they guard a palace of shadows and dreams, a testament to a belief that power and comfort extend beyond the final breath. The soldiers hold their posts in silence, ensuring his sleep remains undisturbed. This endless vigil speaks of a trust in the unseen, a hope that the journey into night is but a gentle transition. They are not warriors of war, but keepers of a peaceful dawn. To protect the figures from the elements, The pits were covered with heavy wooden beams and layers of reed mats. This soft layering created a cocoon of earth and straw, keeping the silent warriors undisturbed for thousands of years. Above the quiet army, a shield was woven from wood and reed. Heavy beams crossed over the pits, draped with mats of woven grass. It was a gentle cocoon, a nest of earth and straw that held the stillness secure. The centuries passed overhead, rain and wind never reaching the calm below. The warriors slept in a tomb of natural fibers, their slumber unbroken by the world's turning. This protective embrace cradled the figures in a long, dreamless night, resting there, forgotten but safe, in the quiet dark. The discovery of the site happened by chance in 1974, when local farmers were digging a well and found a fragment of a soldier's head. This quiet revelation opened a door to a hidden world that had been resting in the shadows for ages. In a field under an ordinary sky, a simple act disturbed the ancient silence. Farmers, seeking water, broke through the earth to find a face staring back from the clay. A fragment of a soldier's head emerged, a messenger from a buried realm, a soft tapping on the door of history. The hidden world had waited in the shadows for ages, undisturbed and patient. Now, a quiet light pierced the darkness, and the army began to stir in the imagination of the living. This chance encounter was like a dream remembered upon waking, fleeting but profound. The figures are made from a local, heavy clay that was refined and fired in kilns at very high temperatures. This process turned the soft earth into a lasting stone, ensuring the army would remain in its serene, motionless state forever. From the ground itself, the material for eternity was drawn, local clay, heavy and dense, purified with care. It was shaped and then hardened in the fierce heat of ancient fires, a transformation that turned the yielding earth into steadfast stone. The soldiers emerged from the kilns with a new permanence, their forms locked in a timeless calm. They became immutable, holding their silent poses across millennia. The soft soil of the land was alchemized into guardians of the deep, promising an endless watch over the emperor's sleep. It is a quiet magic, turning fleeting mud into a memory that never fades. Deep in the quiet, vast underground, a silent army lies in wait, a soft breath in the earth. Each soldier carries a face entirely his own, sculpted with the tenderest care by ancient hands. The artisans carved delicate features and flowing hairstyles, so no two warriors are the same, a whisper of individuality in the clay. This intimate detail suggests a peaceful purpose, a reflection of the living soldiers who served Emperor Qin Shi Huang. It is as if a warm human memory was gently pressed into the cool, dark clay, a quiet portrait frozen for eternity in the still, deep earth. Feel the soft, dark stillness that surrounds them, a quiet blanket over the ancient clay. But look closer and feel the memory of color, warm and distant. These figures, now a uniform gray, were once painted in the softest, most luminous hues. A gentle crimson washed over their armor, a deep azure traced their tunics, and a shimmering gold touched their faces with a soft, warm glow. Over the slow, drifting centuries, these vivid colors have peacefully ebbed away, leaving behind a quiet, earthy patina. Now, they blend into the Shaanxi soil, as if sinking back into the warm embrace of the land. The paint is a fading whisper now, a tender ghost of warmth still resting in the cool, dark stillness, a breath of ancient life. It is a gentle memory, a warm dream dissolving into the soil. And in this serene darkness, the army holds a precise floating formation, a silent order. Vanguard archers and heavy infantry stand in quiet, eternal rows, their places chosen for a peaceful guard through the ages. This careful placement was meant to provide a serene, unending protection for the emperor in his journey through the afterlife. Feel the soft order of their ranks, a gentle geometry of loyalty carved into the damp clay. It is a calm rhythm of warriors, holding their ground without sound, a vast, breathing defense in the deep, eternal sleep of the earth. Hear the silent command that holds them together, a soft breath of order. Among them, the terracotta horses are crafted with a gentle realism, as if captured in a moment of soft, slow breath. Some stand in quiet repose, their clay muscles still and warm, while others appear to be gliding forward, a tender illusion of movement in the dim light. These figures range from sturdy mounts to elegant chariots, each shaped with the ancient artistry of the Qin dynasty's skilled hands. The craftsmen infused every curve with a soft precision, a sense of quiet life frozen in the dark. It is a peaceful herd, breathing deeply in the stillness, a silent companion to the eternal warriors. Their quiet presence adds a layer of peace, a soft echo of the Qin's devotion. And in their clay hands, many soldiers hold weaponry of genuine bronze, a soft, shimmering gleam in the dark. Longbows and swords rest there, artifacts of a quiet, eternal vigilance, a tender weight in the still air. These metal pieces were treated with a protective coating of chromium oxide, a sophisticated secret of ancient science. This gentle shield kept the metal peaceful and rust-free for thousands of years, preserving a tender, shimmering whisper in the cool darkness. It is a soft miracle of preservation, a quiet innovation guarding the emperor's endless sleep, deep and warm in the heart of the still earth. The blades and bows hold a serene light, a promise of safe passage. And so they rest, this silent army, in the deep, quiet earth. A warm, tender guard for an emperor's dream, a peaceful whisper through the ages, waiting in the still, dark silence. Close your eyes and let the world grow soft and still.
We are here, in the warm, quiet darkness, visiting a sleeping army. The air is thick with a gentle silence, a hush that has lasted for ages. Feel the deep peace that wraps around this place like a soft blanket. Look now at the silent soldiers. Their heights and builds vary in a soft, gentle rhythm. Some are tall and slender like willow branches in a breeze, others are broad and sturdy as ancient oaks rooted deep. This quiet diversity reflects the rich tapestry of people from distant regions of China. It breathes a deep, human warmth into the cold stone, making each soldier feel like a sleeping friend in the dark earth. A soft gathering of real souls, each holding a whispered story. Each figure, a unique soul in the vast, silent crowd. They stand so close, you can almost hear their quiet breathing.
Many years passed before this hidden world stirred. Picture a quiet morning in 1974, when local farmers dug a well into the warm, soft earth. Their hands, moving through soil and time, broke through a quiet veil. They revealed a long-lost realm that had been dreaming underground for over 2,000 years. The earth, which had held these secrets in a deep and silent embrace, suddenly offered up a gateway to a sleeping army. The world they uncovered was like a deep, quiet dream finally remembered. That moment felt like a soft sigh from the distant past, a breath of history whispering awake. That army rests in a vast necropolis, a mirrored image of an ancient imperial capital. Imagine the quiet network of roads and palaces, all hushed and orderly under the weight of ages. This architectural harmony was crafted with gentle care, so the emperor's journey to the celestial realm would be as smooth and peaceful as a drifting cloud. Every path and palace rests in a deep, silent balance, a whisper of order in the dark. The silence of the capital echoes in the stillness of the earth. It feels like a world suspended in a soft dream. Each soldier in this silent legion was born from local clay. Feel the cool, damp mud in your hands, layered and shaped by patient hands long gone. They were fired in large kilns, turning raw earth into durable, stone-like sentinels. The process was a slow alchemy of earth and water, a soft mixing to create eternal vigilance. The fire and water merged to create a permanent stillness. Each figure emerged to keep a quiet vigil in the deep dark, a silent guardian through the long sleep of centuries. Their stillness holds the memory of ancient hands. Now, the site is sheltered by vast, sweeping halls. Visitors wander in a hushed atmosphere, their footsteps soft on the warm ground. Here, you can feel the deep stillness of the pits, where the army rests under gentle museum light. The soldiers continue their timeless watching, a soft, sleeping presence in the modern world, a vast and silent whisper from history, holding the deep quiet of a dream that never truly wakes. This is a place where time itself seems to rest. Let this stillness settle in your heart, a soft, dreaming memory of an eternal resting army. And as we drift away, hold on to this gentle peace. And so the army sleeps on, a gathering of gentle souls in the warm earth. Their vigil is a soft, eternal whisper, a lullaby from the ancient world. Let this deep peace wash over you, a quiet tide in the night. Each single soldier in this vast, silent army bears a face that is uniquely his own, a soft, earthen mask of a life once lived, with a gentle furrow, a distant gaze, or a subtle curve of the lips that feels like a held breath. This extraordinary level of detail suggests the artisans may have modeled their work after real individuals from the Emperor's Guard, pressing the very essence of those long-gone men into the clay. So each figure now carries a quiet whisper of a soul, a peaceful echo of a heartbeat from over 2,000 years ago. The figures were once draped in hues so vibrant they seemed to pulse with a life of their own, a floating dream of crimson, azure, and gold that drifted across their forms, painting a vivid picture of the Qin dynasty's artistry. This brilliant palette adorned the army like a warm, living skin, a kingdom of color that whispered of royal power and eternal protection, but time, with its quiet and persistent breath, has stripped these drifting colors away, leaving only a faint, ghostly memory of the spectacle. When first unearthed, the pigments were brilliant, a fleeting brilliance that now sleeps beneath a softer earthen tone, a gentle reminder that even the most vivid dreams must eventually fade into the warm, silent embrace of the ages. Many of the soldiers were crafted holding genuine bronze weapons, such as swords and spears, with a cool, eternal weight, forged to protect the emperor as he dreamed his deep, endless sleep within the dark heart of the earth. These ancient tools were treated with a special chrome plating, a secret skin of preservation that kept them shimmering and untarnished through the slow, quiet centuries, a soft, metallic gleam still whispering from the darkness. This protective treatment allowed them to drift through time, a promise of unwavering guard that has held steady for over 2 millennia, ensuring the emperor's rest remains undisturbed and peaceful in the vast, still sanctuary of his tomb. The entire army settles into a peaceful and strategic formation across 3 main pits, a silent landscape of perfect discipline that spreads like a warm, dark blanket over the earth. They stand in rows of quiet order, a frozen parade stretching over 1,600 meters, an endless geometry of rest and watchfulness that feels both vast and intimate. You can sense the deep peace of this arrangement, a still, gentle river of warriors waiting with a patience carved from the soil itself, their silent march an eternal lullaby that hums low and soft in the deep, underground night, cradling the emperor in a secure and silent embrace. Among the silent ranks, you will also find the terracotta horses, life-sized forms caught in a state of calm and gentle readiness, their bodies poised as if they might softly nicker in the stillness. These gentle creatures were sculpted with such precision that you can almost feel the soft texture of their leather harnesses under your fingertips and trace the elegant, flowing curve of their manes, each strand a testament to patient, loving craft. They breathe a quiet, stony breath in the deep, velvety dark, waiting with their riders in a timeless partnership of peace. Their stillness a profound comfort, a velvet quiet that envelops you. This silent army, frozen in an endless watch, holds a deep peace that wraps around you like a warm, heavy blanket as you drift away. Close your eyes. Drift. Listen. The Terracotta Army. It rests in the soft dark, created to walk with Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor, on a journey beyond all light. 700,000 hands worked this clay, 700,000 souls. For 40 years, they shaped the silence, molding a vast, still legion, an army born not of war, but of a quiet, endless watch, a dream in clay, forever sleeping. Feel the warmth of the earth, the deep, still air. They are there, waiting. Every soldier holds a piece of that ancient quiet. The figures stand in gentle differences, taller generals, shorter soldiers, this soft scale. It whispers of an ancient order, a structured piece from the imperial court. In the cool dark, you can almost see them, the commanders watching over their silent troops, a hierarchy held in still forms, soft as a breath, calm as the deep soil. Every difference deliberate, a quiet echo of a world now dust. Feel the order, the gentle balance, like a lullaby from the past. The artisans built this army piece by peaceful piece, heads, arms, torsos, molded separately in the warm workshop light, then joined with patient hands. The army grew like a silent season, one form at a time, a method so slow, so sure. It feels like a lullaby, each union a soft prayer. For the emperor's journey into the quiet, the clay still holds the fingerprints of those hands, a gentle memory of creation. Imagine the care, the soft pressing of parts together, to form a sleeping soldier. The earth kept them hidden until 1974. Farmers digging for water in the soft ground touched a sleeping world. Their hands uncovered a doorway, a sanctuary undisturbed for 2,000 years. A gentle wish for water broke a silence so profound. It held millennia in its grasp. Imagine that moment, the dry soil falling away, to reveal a face from the depths, a glimpse into a timeless dream. The quiet of that discovery echoes still. The entire complex, it lies near a great burial mound, a sprawling, silent city under the earth. Time here is a soft, still thing. The army watches in the cool shadows, their timeless vigil, held in clay and stone, breathes with the deep earth, a peace so vast, it settles into your bones. You can feel the profound stillness, the soft darkness surrounding you. These warriors stand guard, in the quiet, in the warm earth. Their watch continues, today, tomorrow, forever, a silent, sleeping city, deep in the earth, breathing, waiting, still, always still. And now you are part of this stillness, this deep quiet. The Terracotta Army watches over you too. In the soft shadows of your mind, feel the peace of the ancient clay, the warmth of the timeless earth. Sleep comes, soft and deep, like a blanket of silt, over a silent soldier. Good night, drift now. In the silent clay multitude, every soldier gazes out with a face that is theirs alone, a singular creation of distinct features, flowing hairstyles and quiet expressions, forming a peaceful mirror of a true ancient army, each countenance a frozen breath of individuality. Though they now rest in earthy gray, these figures once shimmered with floating hues of crimson, deep azure, and rare purple, pigments laid with delicate precision, but softly they faded, sighing into the air when first unveiled to the open world. This vast army was born to walk with Emperor Qin Shi Huang through the veil of death, a quiet guardian for his eternal slumber, a subterranean city carved from dream and earth to ensure a peaceful transition and endless reign in the hidden realm. The warriors hold a drifting, precise formation, a rhythmic geometry where vanguard archers lead and heavy infantry flow like a tide of discipline. This ordered piece, a stilled echo of the Qin dynasty's strategic harmony. Many hands still cradle ancient weapons, bows and spears cast from genuine bronze, their details so advanced that after 2,000 years, they remain poised in a stillness that hums with the ghost of craftsmanship, waiting in perfect, patient silence. In 1974, A farmer's gentle digging in Shaanxi broke the long silence, revealing an army asleep since 210 BCE, still holding its breath under the earth. Deep within the pits, upon floors of packed earth and ancient brick, thousands stand in eternal stillness, their weight held by the same quiet ground for centuries. Beyond the soldiers, the necropolis unfolds in silent chambers of replicated palaces and gardens, a serene reflection of the world Qin Shi Huang wished to rule forever. Craftsmen shaped soldiers from earth, each limb from a shared mold, yet every face was given a quiet singular life by the hand that smoothed the clay. Rolling hills cradle the mausoleum in a warm golden glow, and the wind drifts softly over the sleeping empire, carrying nothing but the scent of ancient earth. And with that, our journey through the silent halls of the Terracotta Army comes to a gentle close. Your mind has wandered among ancient soldiers and quiet earth, and now it is time to let those images settle into rest. If this helped you drift away, please leave a gentle like. Subscribe, and I will be here whenever you need a quiet voice in the night. Good night. Sleep well. The army will keep its watch until you are ready to wander again. Rest now, everything is exactly as it should be.